So, this is the first time I've had this dilemma. This guy, he's not having a good day. But, we'll see. He doesn't have a Ring of Life, so there's no chance that he teleports out with that. The only chance this guy has is if he gets to his keyboard in time and realizes he's getting pounded and he's clutched it. I honestly didn't expect that, but yeah. It would have been nice if he died. The oh my god's coming out strong, but yeah. What on Jad's face. Okay, so there it is, 30 range and 900 total, so a good little double milestone. So I've now unlocked the ability to complete animal magnetism. I do believe, I'll check if I can find it. It starts with A, yet I go down to S, but that makes a bunch of sense. All I need to do is earn as the chicken, and I was always going to do that, you know, in the same trip. So yeah, I'll be getting that banged out in the next, I don't know, hour or so, and hopefully it doesn't take too long. But yeah, I think I might actually stay here until 40 range, because honestly, I came here with around 10,100 dots, and I've lost 400 from 13 to 30 range. So I don't think getting to 40 or 42 would be that much of an issue, so I might actually do that before I do these quests. And yes, as promised, 42 range has been achieved, thanks to some screenshots from good old OS Buddy, MVP. But yeah, getting 42 range wasn't too difficult at all, didn't take a whole lot of time, and halfway through the Tremonic Trials, I managed to find myself a Dragon Impling, and this little goddamn mischievous little fuckface took me like 3 or 4 minutes to track down after I managed to find it, because like when you see a Dragon Imp you never geared up, and by the time I did gear up, I thought he had gone, but in the end I found him and I finished myself a quest that I wanted to get done. Got myself a few attack levels, a bit of a fletching level, and obviously this is a pretty good quest to get done. Unlocking the Berserk helm is pretty sweet. Getting 50 attack and strength looks nice and round and good like, and getting a bunch of total levels along the way. So after that, you can see I got my Berserk helm now. It looks pretty good. It cost me around 78,000 coins, which is a little bit expensive, but it's worth buying. I decided to cook all of the trout that I've been fishing from Shallow Village ever since I've just had them stockpiled. So I went from 20 to 60, bit of a jump there. But as you might have seen in that clip, there was a system update, so I decided to go to Puro for one inventory, and in the end, that is what I got. I've been spending less and less time at Puro post 85. I don't exactly know why, but I think now that I've got my main source of cash, I don't really need much that it can give me. But yeah, I decided to finish off the rest of those fish, and I think I need 4 more levels unboosted to complete that component of Recipe for Disaster. But speaking of which, I decided just to smash out as many as possible of those little quests that I could do, and all of the ones that don't have any quest prerequisites that I could achieve. That was kind of what I was headhunting for here. So getting all of these little easy subquests out of the way just kind of give me motivation to get the higher tiers of ones, because tackling it down and breaking it down into small components as opposed to doing it in one big chunk is a lot less intimidating. But unfortunately for me, I mean, I don't have the best luck in everything, but I made a pretty big mistake coming up here, and I guess all that's left to do is show you exactly what went down. I'm not too happy about it. 3, 2, 1, gone. And there it goes. So, this is the Shadow of the Storm quest, and I just died against the final boss. But the twist is that the final hit I dealt actually killed him as well. So, it was a double down. And my gear is just timed out, so I'm a little bit sad. So I was actually live streaming this on Twitch, so I actually went back to the past. I forgot I did this, but I went back into the past broadcast and actually recorded this moment, this little fucking disaster that managed to happen during this Shadow of the Storm quest. So I actually forgot that I needed to use the Dark Light for the final hit, and in the end, I managed to get that final hit off, but it wasn't without consequence. I got dropped to my knees. We both hit 9s of each other. It was the Kodak moment that I wasn't exactly going for, but I need to warn you, if you ever watch my Twitch series, essentially this on Twitch, it's going to be further ahead than where it is in the videos. Also, the quality is not exactly going to be crystal clear. My internet speed is not great, but yeah, that's a little warning I must give. So if you're ever interested in watching me stream this series live, that's the two things you kind of need to look out for. But after that, we managed to finish off Shadow of the Storm, move on to Evil Dave, give himself a stew, and unlock that little part of the subquest. So wasn't too difficult. I then moved on to Animal Magnetism, getting Ernest of the Chicken out of the way first, and getting this quest done is pretty important. I still need 50 range to take advantage of the final backpack, but yeah, I kind of just wanted to get as many quests done as I possibly could. So moving on to Chompy, allowed myself to do the Bone Crusher sub part of the recipe for Disaster Quest. So that was pretty good. I think at this point I'm up to maybe Mithril Gloves. So I got one more part of the subquest done before I kind of just chucked in the towel, and that was the Lumbridge Guide. So from here, I've gone from bronze to adamant gloves, all in one sitting. So that is pretty ridiculous. I was pretty happy with that, but it might take a bit of time until I actually move on to rune gloves. Alright, I think I need to just have a nice breathe and just get it all out, because if you just, paid attention to that previous clip, that was all done in one sitting, and after that I went straight into Monkey Madness. So today's been an absolute mental day. I've gotten 80 gloves from the first ones from scratch. I've got about 20 something quest points, and now I've just finished Monkey Madness, of course, so I'm super stoked. I cannot wait to get myself this D-Skimmy. You probably noticed that I'm only 59 attack, but I've got something a little tricky up my sleeve. But yeah, today at the beginning of the day, I think I was approximately 83 quest points, and by the end of it, I'm 109. So I'm extremely I'm impressed with myself. I know a lot of people can do a lot better, obviously, but for me, that was a lot of questing, and to top it all off, the D-Skimmy is going to be my cherry on top of this beautiful cake. So the reason why I am 59 attack is because of this little thing here after Monkey Madness. If I choose the attack and defense options, I don't have a whole lot of use for the stamina. I just want to see actually 65 combat, 989 total. After this, I might actually just round off 1,000 total. I think that'll be a sick achievement on my Ironman at least. So there's the sickest XP drop you'll ever see, 110k just straight up like that. And that will allow me to unlock myself the Dragon Skimmy when I go and buy it in about 5 seconds time, because after this text dialogue is done, I am so done. So I think I better go buy it now and just have a little me moment and just squeal like a little girl for a second. This little monkey cannot run fast enough to the scimitar. I personally say scimitar. I know that might annoy someone, but out of all the moments I've had on Ironman so far, that one just there was my absolute favorite by far. So I'm not going to equip it now, otherwise I would get shot down. That'd be a pretty hilarious way to lose a Dragon Skimmy, but I don't actually think I'd drop it on death. But now that I've got this bad boy out of the way, things like Slayer, things like Torso, things like Rune Defender start coming into play. So the ball is just starting to get rolling, but I'm not going to allow myself to use the D-Skimmy until I'm 1,000 total. I feel like it's a good little milestone, and I think a good milestone deserves a little present at the end of it. So I'm going to go ahead and get 1,000 total. And there it is. I don't think I've ever been more excited to light a fire in this game in my life before. So 1,000 total is complete. Dragon Skimmy is unlocked. I think the fun starts now. Okay, so if you don't really play RuneScape too much, or you don't know too much about Ironman, there is a very select few things you can do on an Ironman account that involves player interaction. Essentially, the whole purpose of playing Ironman is to do everything yourself, but some things are inevitable, and it's kind of designed where you actually need to get this done. One of which is the Shades of Morton quest. Now, the reason why I want to do this quest is because I want to get myself some herb lore experience. I want to do everything I can to get myself 25 herb lore so I can begin the Heroes quest. And unfortunately, I'd never done this quest before, and I didn't realize how much player interaction I actually needed. I thought I could just do it all by myself. Turns out that's borderline impossible. So I went to the Shades of Morton clan chat in the minigames tab and found a guy named Pluto365, And this guy is an absolute beast. I don't know how many people kind of do this, but if you're one of those people that play RuneScape, like fucking Pluto here, best planet NA anyway, but if you're one of those people that helps others out just for no real gain at all, I mean, you're a fucking beast to the community, and I really appreciate it, because without help from anybody else in that quest, like, you cannot possibly complete it. So, in the end, I managed to get that done. Pluto, fucking, I love you, man. And I managed to get myself 23 Herblore. So, another way I wanted to train my Herblore up was by cashing in on some kudos. If you don't know this little historian in the Varrock Museum, when you get to a certain point after you've done like a decent amount of questing, he'll give you an antique lamp, and I used mine to get myself 24 Herblore, which is very, very close to 25, and with a final diary remaining after the Shades of Morton quest, I give myself, I think I get around 300 experience here, and finally push myself over the edge that I need to get to, and have the ability to do Heroes Quest. So obviously, Heroes Quest has a few more requirements, and there is one of them there. 50 mining has been smashed out, and I think the rest of the player interaction revolves predominantly around the Shield of Arav quest, and then Heroes itself. There is a few other things involved, but questing-wise, I think these three, the ones that I'm currently doing right now, are the only three that I will ever need to play interact with. So if you're ever curious how like an Ironman worked, how I even got those items, that is essentially what gets done. You are allowed to kind of use the items on each other. But anyway, that is Heroes Quest done. That is the Dragon Battle Axe unlocked, and that is another video complete. We'll see you all in the next one.